In the bio, I've read that you were influenced by films such as, or movies such as Nightmare on Elm Street as a little boy. What's it like to have Robert Englund in your own movie?
Well, having Robert in the movie was amazing. You know, we started out actually thinking of some other actors because we never imagined we'd be able to get Robert. And then once we started, bantering around ideas when it got closer to making the movie, and we said, well, it would be amazing if we could get Robert Englund to play the part. And then he read it, he enjoyed it, and then he was like, yeah, let's do this. And it was remarkable. It was amazing.
I think Robert wanted the opportunity to do some physical comedy, and he's done a lot of roles where he plays his kind of his cliche character, and I think when he read the script, he really enjoyed the aspect of physical comedy, and it was funny for him, so he enjoyed it. For me, as an actor, this is my first time doing a feature film, working with somebody as established as Robert Englund. I couldn't ask for anything else.
Did you by any chance talk to him about the festival, because he's been here a few times?
Well, he suggested this film festival to us. Robert's a huge fan of this festival. He's making his own film right now. He's directing a film in Europe, but I think in Italy. But I think he wanted to be here, and from the very beginning, he said that Brussels was the festival we have to go to. So, yeah.
Thank you. Y a-t-il une question dans le public déjà? Question publique? Well, you are...
Bonjour, je m'appelle Charles. Je vais poser ma question en français parce que je ne sais pas bien parler anglais. J'ai retrouvé dans le film certains plans, certaines couleurs et aussi un aspect un peu monstre papier-mâché que je retrouvais dans Brain Dead. En fait. Je voulais savoir si en fait ce film-là, quelle était l'importance de ce film-là dans l'inspiration du film qu'on a vu ce soir. Merci.
Brain Dead and kind of same movies.
You like asking questions, don't you?
It's going to be a little bit tougher for us to answer it because the director isn't here. But the director is definitely a fan of Peter Jackson and Brain Dead. He really enjoyed that movie. Brain Dead?
I don't know.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, he did.
Well, the big movies for us were...
Well, yeah. So yeah, the director was very much influenced, and the colors and the inspiration came from a lot of different movies like Gremlins, Big Trouble in Little China, The Fly, Evil Dead, and then like Brain Dead and Meet the Feebles and Dead Alive. Yeah.
You're looking for an old-fashioned horror movie?
Yeah. Well, the thing that we always kind of thought is that a lot of the movies in our budget range put in the CGI, and the CGI just doesn't cut it because you don't have enough. And if you can do it on set, it's always going to look better, and the actors are reacting to it. It's just going to be a lot better if you can get in there and put the maquillage on the faces and really let the actors go and have it right there on set.
Yeah, I mean, we knew from as soon as we started developing this movie, we didn't want to do CGI. We want to make monsters. We wanted to make practical effects, blood and guts. I mean, that was the fun of this kind of movie, So.
What about the title? I guess if you give a movie a title like Jack Brooks' The Monster Slayer, it's gonna be compared whatever to Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Just by choosing a title like that, was that a conscious decision or?
I think it was kind of like, we were definitely influenced off of action movies, so things like Indiana Jones, and The Last Crusade, I mean, we wanted to make it feel like almost a bit of a spoof on every action movie, I mean, this guy's a plumber, and it's a monster movie, so we wanted it to be fun, and we had a lot of trouble over the title. I mean, what do you call a movie like this, I mean, it's such a weird movie. I mean, it's just your kind of, but I mean, to us, I guess, Jack Brooks' Monster Slayer seemed like an adventure movie, something that was going to be fun. And more than anything else, we wanted to make something that was just, you don't have to think when you see this movie. You turn your brain off, and it's just like a roller coaster. It's just fun to watch, and that's it. It's just a fun movie.
To me, it had like a role-playing game vibe going on. An RPG vibe.
Okay, cool.
Question dans le public.
Yo. Okay. So really, first I would like to thank you for the movie. It really works. But I want to know when the professor became to be the real monster. For me, it really looks like Jawa from the Star Wars. Is it? I mean, is it just like in French we say un clin d'œil to Star Wars? And so, is it normal that it look like Jawa from the movie?
The reason why I'm in film is because of Star Wars. So there's definitely, like I watched that movie every single weekend when I was a kid, and there's definitely some influence. We weren't, part of the thing is that we had our location. We had this abandoned school that we could shoot in, and we knew that we couldn't have the main monster go very far. So that's why we had the tentacles to bring everything back to him. And it just grew and grew. And with John talking to our special effects guy, David Scott, he just said, John just kept adding and adding and adding. And so David just made the monster bigger and bigger and bigger, because he started out, like not too big. And then Dave was like, well, I can make him 9 feet tall and I can make him 5 feet wide, and I can give him more and more tentacles. So we were like, sure. And then all of a sudden he got there and you're like, this thing looks like Jabba the Hutt. So, and by the way, Trevor and I were just talking at the end of the screening. This is I don't know, maybe our 6th or 7th festival, but by far our best crowd to date. So thank you very much for all coming out and cheering and yelling and screaming.
There was a lot of physical action going on. Did you prepare for that in any way? Did you ever take up martial arts or whatever? Or
no martial arts or anything like that, but I knew it was going to be a very physical role. I did a lot of my own stunts, so I knew I was going to get thrown around. And John likes to pick on his actors, so I knew I was in for some trouble. But I just made sure that not too much drinking, not too much. I try to get in shape before the role, but that's it. I've always been a pretty physical person anyway, so.
So did you have any experience with doing your own stunts and doing your own fighting scenes?
Yeah, I used to box. So I grew up. I used to box a lot, and I play a lot of sports and stuff. So I knew that it was going to be fun.
Encore une question dans le public. You project.
Is there going to be a sequel?
Yeah, I think if we do a sequel for Jack Brooks, because of the way we ended it, it has to be much bigger, like more action, less character development, more like action at the end.
It feels like an origin story.
Yeah,
this movie.
Exactly. So this was an origin story, a kind of how a simple plumber became a monster slayer. The next one, we'll make it about a monster slayer. I'll make a real action movie.
So has a script already been written, or
Yeah.
do you just have something in mind?
We're on a development right now of a new script, and it's much bigger. But I don't think for us it'll be the next film. We'll make it a couple more films, and then we'll do it.
And it's not too hard to be producer, writer, and actor in the same time.
Oh, no, it's
for the
easy.
same.
It's
Yeah?
easy.
Okay.
Does it give a lot of freedom that you have so much control over your own movie and you don't have to work with other people?
It's one of the best things in the world. I mean, to have 100% creative control over your film. I mean, we're lucky enough to have that.
Une question.
Bonsoir, j'étais impressionné par le film parce qu'il y a deux côtés, il y a comique et horreur. Ça c'est original comme idée. J'aurais aimé participer dans le film. Mais sérieusement, j'ai bien aimé le film, c'est un film original. Il va bientôt sortir, il est déjà sorti dans les salles, c'est ça que je voulais poser la question. Est-ce qu'il est déjà sorti dans les salles ou pas?
Is it gonna be do you already have distributors for the movie?
The first festival we played, our world premiere was at a festival called Sitges in Spain, and then we went and played Stockholm. We've played in San Sebastian, and then the biggest, the festival that we played that we sold it at was at the Slam Dance Film Festival that takes place same time as Sundance. So we sold it to Anchor Bay in the U.S., and Anchor Bay is doing a release in North America in October, and then it hasn't been sold in Belgium yet. It's been sold in Germany, Poland, the Philippines. So you gotta email your distributors here and tell them to give us some money for it.
So it's not gonna be DVD only. It's gonna be at the cinemas.
We're very fortunate with Anchor Bay. Anchor Bay is gonna get behind it and actually put it in some theaters. We have some more festivals. There's a festival in Canada called the Fantasia Film Festival, very much like this festival, and we're playing that, and then we're playing the Fantastic Festival in Austin, Texas, and there will be some cities like New York and Minneapolis and LA, and hopefully it's going to roll out from there, depending on how big the crowds are that go see it.
Now, the audience doesn't know this. The audience doesn't know this, but we got a comic as promo material, and I thought that was a very original idea to promote your movie through a comic. Are you gonna expand on that idea as well, or is it a one-shot deal?
Well, yeah, I think one of the things for us with the distributor is that we'll see how well it does. One of the things we've initially just talked about is having the comic book, shrinking it so that it can be an insert with the DVD, and also I know you guys all got to see it, but once the movie is released, we're doing a ton of behind the scenes. We're doing a behind the scenes on how to make the monsters, about the music. We went and recorded with a 90-piece orchestra in Bratislava, Slovakia, and we have like a 40-minute like making of. So our DVD's gonna have quite a bit of extras on it.
Iwe, you gave an explanation of his violence, a psychological explanation of his violence. Did you try the psychotherapy already?
Did I try psychotherapy when I was growing up? I think I need psychotherapy. I don't know. No, I mean it was just we wanted to make those scenes funny, and I think we were using that as a tool to show that Jack, the character Jack, has flaws. You know, like he's not a real hero. I mean, he has major flaws, and he has a big anger problem, you know. So we were trying to use that as a tool to try and create flaws in the character, to make him like an average person, you know. Like we wanted to make an average hero, you know, like an average kind of guy, a plumber who becomes a hero. So, but I mean, I never had any experience with a shrink before or psychotherapy, no. But maybe, I don't know, something I should probably look into. I don't know.
Est-ce qu'il y a d'autres questions? Okay, a few minutes ago you talked about your future projects. So what are the next few movies gonna be like?
Well, we were talking about this a lot. You know, we started Brook Street Pictures not just to make Jack Brooks Monster Slayer, but we want to make an independent film production company. You know, this is our company, and we want to make a lot of films and in all sorts of different genres. I mean, just fundamentally, we want to make some films that are good and that are entertaining. You know, the films that I aspire to make are, you know, the Coen brothers, or you know, there's so many different films, you know, but I'd love to do something different. You know, we made Jack Brooks Monster Slayer. It'd be good to go and try and make a Simple Plan or a Fargo or something, you know, something a little bit more dramatic. And we always said as a company, we want to try and be like chameleons as filmmakers. Like we make one movie and then go make something completely different, just to learn all of it, you know. I mean, it's...
So you're not gonna release those movies under sub-labels or anything? It'll just be Brooks Publishing?
No, every film that we make independently will release with Brook Street Pictures, and you know, we just want to make good movies. So we're developing all sorts of stuff. We have a drama, we have character drama, we have another action film, so some other things. One day I want to make epics. That's, you know, like Gladiator.
Big budget epics.
Yeah, Braveheart, you know. I mean, one day we'll see.
So, what would Jack Brooks Monster Slayer have looked like if you had the budget to make an epic? Would it have looked any differently?
I think we made a film with the budget we had, you know. So I don't. If we had a lot more money, we wouldn't have made Jack Brooks. We would have made something different. Yeah, I mean Jack Brooks. We wanted to make an independent little horror film, something that was reminiscent of Evil Dead, you know, and Army of Darkness, and I think, you know, we gave the film all the resources that it needed, you know. We wouldn't have made the film if we had more money, you know. We would have made something different. So
I think the main thing with Jack Brooks is knowing what budget we did have. It really influenced it, and that's why we said, all right, we gotta knock him on the ass at the beginning, and that's why we had the troll and the Cyclops, and then hopefully you're gonna like the character enough that you're gonna stick in it and have some laughs, and then at the end it's just we just want to like just pound you and just like really give it a big shot, and that's what I think we did. I think we accomplished it.
You do realize that this kind of movie, if they take off, sometimes a TV company comes up to you and they say, we want to make a TV series out of that. What if they do that? Because you'd kind of you'd probably be offered a contract for a few seasons.
Well, right now we're just open to any opportunities. You know, we're you know, we're lucky enough to come travel with the film, meet other filmmakers, go meet the audience, and just kind of get a reaction and just see how, you know, how does it play for an audience. You know, there was a lot of months where we were just locked in our editing room going, is that funny, or is this any good? Like, this is gonna be crap. And then all of a sudden you bring it out here and it's like, oh no, it's actually pretty good. The people are screaming, the people are laughing. So, you know, it's really nice. So now we're just ready to talk to people. And like Anchor Bay has already said the president of Anchor Bay said to us, he's like, I want to make Jack Brooks 7. You know, he wants it to be massive. So if he's willing to do it, we're willing to make them. So.
Yeah, I mean, for us, it's just about, you know, business is business. I mean, if they wanted to do it into a series, and if it financially makes sense, if it's a good business, then we're interested. But, you know, like anybody, we're just looking for opportunity.
Last chance for asking questions.
Dernière question.
No questions from the audience.
You as the last question?
Going once, going twice. Okay. Thanks for the opportunity to give us an interview. And thank you for coming. Merci pour venir et pas un bon festival.